guys, and welcome to another Tarot TBR game. I am doing this for my May TBR. It's going to be a little bit different than I normally do because it is May is the time for Witchathon, the readathon that I am hosting for the full month of May. If you're interested in that, I'll leave a link down below to the Discord and the Google Drive and all that stuff. And you can feel free to join me over there. I'm trying to get my notes in frame where I can see them. And this time around, instead of using my Mind, Body, and Spirit deck, I am using my Nightmare Before Christmas deck in honor of Witchathon. The cards themselves are a little bit different than the standard Rider-Waite decks, or some that are based off of those types of decks. The minor arcana cards are different. Instead of swords, coins, cups, and wands, there are needles for swords, poisons or potions for cups. Oh, I'm losing. And then there's some other forms of, trying to remember it now. Now I'm blanking because I didn't pull any of those, the rest of those cards. But anyways, yeah, the suits in this deck is different just based on, with it being Nightmare Before Christmas, it's based on that. I obviously had already pulled my cards for this, but I'll insert the clip of me pulling the cards here. Okay, so new month, new deck, and with it being Witchathon, I am pulling out my Nightmare Before Christmas deck because it's a bit spookier and gives to me more of a witchy vibe than my other decks do. So, in honor of that, we'll be doing our pulls with this. I'm just giving them a good shuffle. Oh, the card dropped out. First card is the Sun. Next card is Seven of Needles. And the final tarot card pull is if one wants to hop out again, that would be great. And it will be the Emperor. And those are the cards for the 3-card spread. Now this month has been pretty kind to me. I didn't have to draw any additional cards, so thank goodness for that. With it being a readathon month, there's a ton of different readathons going on for this month, and I did have plans for one particular prompt as well, but I decided to change that, and I am wanting to get back into doing more recording for my genre read vlogs. I have 3 current vlogs that I started filming for, that I have clips for, that date back to maybe January, so if you notice some things about January, no you didn't. But I am thinking about doing more for those genre reads, doing poll picks for those reads. I'll go more into what the poll pick for this month was after I go over the card draws. So the first card that was drawn was the Sun, which is just Jack when he went to Christmas Town. The Sun normally in decks represents a brightness, a lightheartedness, more of like a childlike quality to things. So with that description, and I had pulled everything upright, so it will be more of a positive type of mindset. The sun I have set as middle grade. So for the middle grade that I'm going to be reading this month is The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill. I've heard about this book. I don't know what the book is about. I believe it has something to do with a culture, like, retelling of a story. I'm not sure. I could be totally wrong. But I am interested in giving this book a try. So that is for the Sun card. I pulled 7 of Needles for the second card, and 7 of Needles has an additional prompt with that, but for 7 of Needles it represents the swords and the normal minor arcana suits, and with swords, well, 7 of Swords or 7 of Needles, it has more of a kind of like doom and gloom type of quality. There's mischief going on. And so with that, the prompt is a crime novel. I chose A Killing in the Hills by Julia Keller. I have this listed on my Goodreads Want to Read list. I don't know if I own a physical copy of it or if it's an ebook copy that I own, but for some reason my mind is stuck that I have a copy somewhere of it. I tried looking for it yesterday as a physical copy in my stack of books by my desk. Have not found it, so I'm thinking it may be a Nook book. We'll see. If not, then it will be a book I try to get from my library through Libby or physically. And with it being a swords card, I have to add a new crochet project. Now, I should have the crochet project as when I had originally started sometime last year, but I didn't do that because I'm not quite ready to jump back into that project right now. So I am going to be starting a Florence Cowl, and I'll pull it up here. It looks like it's going to be just a simple double crochet style cowl, and I'll probably put a better picture of it as well, and I do have the yarn for it. Okay, so my plan really is to work more from my stash and from yarn that I have. So I have this full skein and like a partial skein of this Lime brand homespun, which is a bulky kind of, it's not the smoothest yarn. So I've worked with homespun before, and it gives a really textured type of project, so I wanted a project that wasn't too complicated pattern-wise, that wasn't too busy, something that would show off the yarn but would be easy enough for me to work with. I haven't crocheted with this yarn, I've always knitted with this yarn, so it's going to be interesting. And the color is called Golden. I've had this for a while. I got this from one of my Ravelry friends years ago, and it's just been languishing in my stash forever, so it's time for me to use this up. So it's going to become a Florence Cowl. And the last card that got pulled is the Emperor card, and obviously Sandy Claus has to be the Emperor. And with the Emperor, you get a strong father figure vibe from this, with it being a positive card. This was the card that I had originally put up a poll for on my Twitter. Now that I am really thinking about it, I'm going to use that poll for something else. But for the Emperor card, the book I am going with that with a father figure is a book that I didn't get to read for April, and it is Prisoner of Azkaban. Obviously, we have author Weasley as a strong, positive father figure, and then we get introduced to Sirius as his godfather, who ends up being a strong, positive father figure. And my plans with any of the books that I haven't gotten to during TBR games, if I can somehow work certain books into my TBR for the coming months by the end of the year, or by the next year or so, since I started this game in April by next April possibly, or the month before April, who knows at this point. But any books I haven't made it through for my TBR will go into a month where I'll have to read all the books that I haven't gotten to, or at least attempt to. So Prisoner Azkaban gets placed on the TBR once again. And with any of these books too, I'm going to try to fit them into any readathons that come up. I don't have specific books set for the readathon, even though I probably should. My goal is to try to get through all the prompts for Witchathon. Since it is my readathon, I'm not choosing a particular type. I'm just going to go for all of them, since I'm considered the high priestess of the readathon. If you have any questions about the readathon itself, you'll get answered either on the Twitter or on the Discord. Now, the Discord links do expire every week, so your best bet, if you are wanting to join the Discord, keep an eye on Twitter. That's where the new Discord links will. I've had a few questions about with the Discord link being expired on the announcement video. I know this. I'm not going to go back into the description every week to update that link. It'll be updated on the Twitter. So if you're interested in the Discord, Twitter is where you'll find the new links. Now, for the book club read for Late Night Bookworming is going to be Crave by Teresa Wolfe. I'm feeling kind of iffy about this book. I've been told it kind of reads like Twilight, and I did not enjoy Twilight whatsoever. Unfortunately, this month's pick, I am sitting out on the readathon because I am having sinus surgery to fix my deviated septum. So I will not be on the live just in case I have additional bruising and stuff like that, because nobody needs to see that on camera. Yeah. And going to the books that I haven't finished for the month of April. I just went over that I didn't finish Prisoner of Azkaban, but I also didn't get to The Lamnets by George Hagen. So this will be put on my coveys as next runner-up options for any further rounds, so I can get to this hopefully before the end of the year, where I will have to read all of them. And what I'll do, I may do a reading vlog where I read the books that I didn't get to at the end of the year. This is me brainstorming on camera, you're welcome. But yeah, I'll probably do a reading vlog where I'll read all the books I haven't gotten to for the TBR game. So that won't be for another year, so you have something to look forward to. Now, the poll that I had mentioned, originally had it for the Emperor card, but I had remembered that I think there's certain cards that I have set up already as poll picks. So instead of doing a poll pick for the Emperor card, what I'll do is whatever book wins the poll pick, whatever genre that falls into, will get its own will be in a genre read. Right now, it looks like The Shining is winning, so that will be in the horror genre read vlog. The poll that I have going now is The Lovely Bones, The Shining, Kite Runner, and Lolita. The Shining is winning at 39% currently. I know Lovely Bones, Shining, and Kite Runner were tied at one point, I think at the beginning of yesterday. So it looks kind of like I'll be reading my first Stephen King novel in May. So, which would be kind of fitting for a spooky vibe for a witchy readathon, but we'll see. I think I know a good prompt that it could fit in, if anything, but we'll see what I actually read for the month of May during any types of reading vlogs I do throughout the month. And yeah, thank you so much for sticking with all my ramblings for this month, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.